Hello YouTube, this is BDrew1111, gamertags BDrew93, and
Crispy Chris62, your gaming gentleman.
And together we are the Welsh Crisp. Now, I just want to firstly apologise for us having to do a part 2 of the Holiday Jam 2015, because it'd have been Saturday, wouldn't it, Chris?
Yep.
We tried to do our podcast, episode 8, and unfortunately, on Chris's end, his bandwidth and his Wi-Fi was all over the place, cut us in half, and we are now doing part 2, which hopefully will not be interrupted with his Wi-Fi, terrible Wi-Fi levels. Just wanted to throw that apology out there. We are here for part 2 of the Holiday Jam 2015. And without further ado, I'm not going to waste any time. I'm just going to continue straight from where we left off in part 1 by reading out the comments I had on my digital versus physical video, and then we're going to go into our discussion, mine and Chris's discussion, about the topic digital versus physical games. Without further ado, we have CosLUK, or Cosluk, and he basically said in the comment section, you don't get stickers and collector's edition stuff with digital, which is true. You can't buy copies second hand. And he also went on to say, which is a brilliant point, places like Kex and Game, basically any shop that sells games second hand and buys and sells, like movies, DVDs, CDs, all that, places like Kex will go under, and many companies like it, and more job redundancies in an already very high, job redundancy, situation everywhere. There's not a lot of jobs going around, and if you do think about it, in hindsight, if digital went through the roof and loads of people forgot about physical, there'd be a lot of people would lose jobs if you look at the bigger picture. So that's a very good point. The next person, it's obviously gaming. He said, we'll always go physical. I love having the cases on my shelf. So that's another opinion, like a whole different opinion altogether, and that's a brilliant. I mean, with the 360, I'm not going to lie, I loved having a line of games on the shelf. It just looked amazing. Next, we have Delpoy. He said, digital is the way forward. Connect makes it even more convenient, as you can change game with voice commands, no fuss. Excellent point. One of the better features of Connect. Next, we have Dong Mayer, and he says, I've never put a disc in my Xbox One, and I've had an Xbox One since day one. He also made the point of saying, I don't have to queue at midnight for games anymore. I can just download it and it's ready to play at launch. I'm at home playing while people are queuing for hours. Good point.
There's no fun in that.
Oh no, there is no fun in queuing. It's freezing cold if you're stuck at the back of the line at midnight. Very cold, man. I remember queuing for Call of Duty. It was horrible. Next we have Bryce360. He says, I have 60 plus games, all digital. That's all he had to say.
Ooh,
well said.
That's a lot.
I know, I said that to him. That's a big library, and they're all digital. Crazy. Well, that's the thing. Then you've got to look at Delpoy's, view, mixed with Bryce's. 60 games on that console, space saving, doesn't take up any extra room, and if he wants to play any one of those 60 games, he just has to simply command it. He doesn't have to move. He doesn't have to open a case. It's very good. Next, we have Phil Wilkinson. I have a lot of games digital, but considering going back to physical, I like this guy's point, by the way. He said, once you buy a digital game, you can't sell it. You're stuck with it. Even if you hate it and you have lost money, you can't get the money back. For example, he said Final Fantasy, he loved the trailers, he loved the gameplay footage, all that stuff, the hype, he loved it. So he bought it, and he absolutely hates it. And then he made the point of saying, he thinks that every game should have a demo, because if he could play a demo, he would never go physical ever again, as the demo would probably reassure him that he's making the right purchase. And he said there should definitely be something in place, like a partial refund, which would be a good idea. I think if you did buy a game digitally, and within, say, the first month of purchase, or first month of playing it, should I say, you didn't like it, there should be a button, like a limited time button, I want.
About like a good testing time, whether it be like 5 hours, 4 hours. That's why, like, we're going to mention this. Like, demos are really important when considering to buy digital. Like, demos are really important, and I think we need to see more demos. And demos encourage people to buy digitally.
Yeah. Well, the last person, Mr. T Tech Gaming. I have one physical game and the rest digital. I love the convenience. Now that's all the people that commented in my digital versus physical video
All right.
last week. So there we go. We can go from there.
Let's go to war.
I really like the point though about demos though, and I really like the point about there should be something in place. Like, say for example, I have bought my Witcher 3 copy. That is done. It's downloaded, ready to play. Say come May 19th. I'm playing on the game, and after like 2 weeks, I just think, do you know what? I'm not having fun with this game. I've tried. 2 weeks have gone by, and I'm still not enjoying the game. I want my money back. There should definitely be something in place, like when you go into My Games and Apps and then click on the game, there should be like a button underneath, like refund. Like, that's only there for like the first month of the game's release if you bought it digitally. Do you get what I mean? So yeah. After a month, that button is no longer available. So, you know, end of the day, if you haven't decided within a month of purchasing the game that you don't like it, then that's your own problem. Whereas if within that month you think, no, I don't like it, I think you should definitely have a button in place, like Phil Wilkinson said, so you can have your money back. So it still gives people that reassurance that, oh, it's okay, because if I still don't like it, I can still get my money back, but I still can have the convenience of digital. But in my opinion, overall, with digital, my overall opinion with digital is simple. I love how convenient it is. I am so buzzing knowing that I have The Witcher 3 on my Xbox One as we speak, just ready to be played. I can smell it. I can smell it coming through the Xbox. It is there. Come May 19th, I will be sat here playing on it. It is ready to play.
Well, yeah, you know, in your comment section, all those people, you know, they've got some really good points, and I don't know who was the person, but 60 games digitally, I mean, that must have cost you an absolute fortune, because one, the reason I don't have digital, I do have quite a few digital purchases, and I'll get to the reasons why. The first of all, digital is very expensive. Now, this is the reason people don't buy digital games. And Bowen got The Witcher 3, and now that had a discount. I think it's still running. I think it was about a £10 discount. If I'm right, was it about £40, Bowen?
Yes, it was. I think it was exactly £40.
Yeah. See, that to me is a digital purchase straight away, because it's £40 digitally on The Witcher 3, and then on Amazon or Sainsbury's, Asda, supermarket, it'd be about £55. So you're saving £15 buying the same game, just one is digital and one is physical. So I'm obviously going towards the digital purchase, right?
Yeah,
but
totally.
It's only The Witcher 3 that's getting this discount that I'm aware of, new games with discounts. And, you know, other games like Call of Duty Ghosts, for example, that's been out for at least a year and a half, and you know that's a really, you know, quite expensive game, like £55 digitally, and then or you can get it really cheap at a supermarket for like £15. So there's a massive difference between physical and digital in other games, and it just doesn't really add up. It doesn't make sense. What I think the Xbox should do is look at the retailers for United Kingdom and United States. Look at the supermarkets and retailers, and then find the best price and then match it with the digital versions, because more people will be buying digitally if you do that. And the Xbox One was going to launch digital only. Now, I would be very cross. I would be upset if it actually launched digital only, and they were going to do that, but PlayStation and Sony weren't going to do that. So they really sort of had to change it up. And trust me, if they completely ditched the disc drive, it'll probably be £100 cheaper. It'll be better, and people would be loving it still. But they didn't do that, and because of the Sony, and then they produced out the discs. But I felt like if they're going to do another console, it will be digital only, because that is, and one of the people in the comments mentioned that is the future, and it is the future. But the future is too expensive. I want my future to be cheap.
No, do you know what? I'm glad you mentioned price, because obviously The Witcher was £40, which is more than reasonable, considering it was dropped from like 50-something pounds, like to £40 digitally. But like, what I can't understand, because as much as I love the convenience, I am much more lenient towards a physical copy of a game if it's going to be £10 to £20 cheaper than the digital, because most games digitally are nearly like 60 odd pound, whereas like to buy it physical, you're looking at anywhere between 40 to 50 pounds, so you're saving at minimum a tenner. So for me, it's a no-brainer which one I'll choose, whatever one's cheapest. The Witcher, it was convenience and at a nice price, so I just thought, yeah, why not? But with that said, when it comes to the price, I cannot wrap my head around the price. And hear me out here, because with digital, it's directly from Microsoft's store. It's cutting out the middleman. There's no delivery, there's no distribution, there's no case, there's no disc, there's nothing. It's just a simple, from their end, clicking a button which allows it to be live for you to purchase, and that is it. So why is it up to £20 sometimes more expensive than a case, when at the end of the day, a case, to go to a shop and buy a case, to the materials involved to make the cases, to make, to put it on a disc, to put it on the delivery vans, to distribute it all across the world, that must be far more costly than doing it digitally. So how come, logically, mathematically, how is it more expensive to go digital than it is physical? Surely it should be more reasonably priced every time digitally.
Yeah, Xbox. I'm telling you now, the Xbox community should really do something about it, because maybe it's not a problem now, but when maybe in the future, it's going to be a massive problem. And I really don't understand why it was launched like this. I really don't understand, and I think a lot of people would be glad to go digitally if the price was if there was a difference in price, and that is what I really don't understand. Now, I'm not against digital. I really quite like the idea of digital, and I was the same as Bowen. I picked up the Titanfall bundle edition, and I was shocked because I opened the packaging. Nice Xbox One. Great, I got a game for this, and I couldn't find the game, and I thought that the game there was no game in there. I was going to take it back to the game and then complain, and I realised it was just this sheet of paper that Bowen's holding up. And
I hear everyone, look at this quick sheet of paper with a code.
Yeah,
continue.
and I put the code up, and it downloaded. And I never did this before. I never downloaded anything from the 360 apart from DLC, but not a full game. And I was amazed by the fact I could go Xbox, go to Titanfall, and that alone made me feel like a god of Xbox. It made me feel as if I can like open a window with the sound of my voice, and I'd never seen that technology before working. Normally on the 360, I had to connect for the 360 and nothing really worked. But for the Xbox One, playing games with the sound of your voice was mind-blowing. And Titanfall to me, it's just so easy, because I got a broken back by keep opening the discs, putting the disc in the Xbox, and it is quite a pain when you've got these digital games that you could simply snap, switch, and it's quite a pain. And me and Bowen were playing some games, and I was having a problem with my disk drive. It doesn't really work. Like the discs, when you put it in, it doesn't register the discs, and I have to put it in and put it back out for about 3 times before it works. And it's quite a pain to do that. And I wish there was a system that you put a disc in, and it downloads all the data from the disc, and then puts it on the Xbox One, and then it's digital that way. I don't know how that could be possible, but I hope that was a way to do it.
I can't see how it couldn't be possible though, because I can only assume that each disc has a serial number. So if they've done something with the software to make a disc readable as an individual disc, download its contents, and then, the disc could be a dud then. That's what I mean. That would be wicked if you could do that. If, say, I bought Halo, and I could put it in, it downloaded all of the CD's contents, and then whatever, I could throw this in the bin then if I wanted to.
Because it's only used once. Yeah, only used once, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because so then it's a mixture of the two. People can have their collection of cases, but at the same time, and maybe it's a better price, but at the same time, you don't have to faff about putting the disc in and out. And then, and I'm sure they could do it in such a way that if you did think, oh, mate, here you go, to one of your friends, try downloading it, see if it works, and it wouldn't work.
No, only to your account, or maybe you have to put the disc in every month or 2 months in order to make it work again.
Yeah, or the only way they would ever do something like that is if the disc could only be used once on the one console, and then it might it's a dud then. You can't use it anywhere else. But whether that would even be a possibility, I don't know. But if they could do that, then that would adhere to pretty much everybody, because then you could be digital in a sense. So the convenience of being Xbox, go to Halo or go to Titanfall, and for people who like cases, you can still have a collection of cases. So that'd be if Phil Spencer is watching this, that'd be a good step forward for the Xbox.
We've got one viewer, so that is Phil Spencer.
Oh, Phil, thank you.
Yeah, that brings apps. When I download the games on 360, just for example, Gears of War 3, don't have to download a thing. You put it in the disc and you play it right from the get-go. Now, for some reason, I wasn't expecting this, but when I put a game, I buy the game and I put it on the Xbox One, I have to download, and this was it, a 50 gigabyte patch, which is basically the entire game, even though I've got the disc. It's very quite weird. So it's like I actually am purchasing digitally. Some people don't buy games digitally because they've got low Wi-Fi, they've got rubbish internet like me, and prefer their discs. So they don't have to download their games because they can't. Because it took me ages to download games. So that's why I like having discs. But you still have to download these massive patches to even play the discs. Call of Duty, GTA 5 being one of the biggest examples of buying this game and you think, oh, I'll put this in this disc and I'll play straight away. No, I had to wait at least about 7 hours before I could even play it. And I was just frustrated. And I think a lot of you gamers have had this problem. And I know one of my friends, and this is one of the problems, and I don't know if it's the same on PlayStation, but of getting these games and downloading massive patches straight away. And if you don't download the patches, you can't play the game. So you have to turn on the internet. It's absolutely a pain to do, and it's really quite frustrating. What do you think about that?
Are you on about that initial purchase? Once you've bought a game and you put it in for the first time, you have to download it to your console. Yes. Because that they had that feature on the 360, but it wasn't mandatory. It was optional. If you had a disc, you could install it to your hard drive if you wish. But with the Xbox One, I think they've made it mandatory.
Well, I never did on the 360. Like Gears of War 3, I just got that. Didn't have to download anything, just disc. I'm in. And like same with the Call of Duty. The only reason I had to download anything on 360 was for DLC, or actually I am wrong. Grand Theft Auto 5 on the 360 required me to download a small patch, but that was the only game on 360.
Yeah, but no. But my point is, like, if you went on your 360 now, and you know the tab with like say the Gears of War like characters on it, like to select to play Gears of War. If you hovered over it and pressed X, I think it is, for options, it'll give you the option to install it into your hard drive. But on the Xbox One, it doesn't give you the option. It just does it. You have to do it. And my God, I'm telling you now, you'll be thankful that that feature is there when you have like your girlfriend's little cousin come over and start bloody Stanley knife in your discs. Because I tell you now, in the past, I've like on the 360 days, I've like installed a game onto my hard drive, and even when the disc has been completely destroyed, if it still reads the disc enough to allow you to play off your hard drive. So
I see.
So it doesn't actually matter if your disc is absolutely destroyed. It's just basically a key to unlocking the game off your hard drive. That's essentially what it is. Like even like now, like my Halo, it's downloaded to my hard drive since the day I bought it, and by me putting the disc in, that just enables me to access my game. It's not so much the case of like a patch, but I know what you're saying. It is a bit annoying when you've just bought a game and you have to wait however long for it to download. But then, I'm just going to say it, I suppose that's the plus side to having a digital game and the negative side to having a physical. Because with a physical game, you can't just put it in and play.
You still have to download it anyway, so you might as well get digital.
Exactly. Whereas a digital, you download it like weeks to months previous to it even coming out, and then when it's out, you can literally just play it straight away. You don't have to wait. Whereas on the day of buying a physical game, like, yay, Halo's out, just bought it, going home, I'm going to play it. No, you can't. You've got to wait a couple of hours to play it, and it's just a little ease, isn't it?
Right. There was another comment in the comment section about stuff you get with games. Now, Gears of War 3, for example, I think it's Gears of War 3, let me just check it. Gears of War 3 came with a manual, something else. These massive manuals. Now, we don't have any sort of manuals in the Xbox One. We just have this one piece of paper, and that's it. So, like, if you get a digital purchase, you don't get these sort of manuals. Or
they generally don't do manuals anymore.
Yeah, I know, and this is one of the topics that I am so frustrated about. And some people will say, what you on about? No one cares about manuals. But I do. I'm a classic gamer. And Grand Theft Auto 5, to me, I was so happy because Grand Theft Auto 5 came with a massive manual, and it came with a map that you could put on your wall. And some other games like Black Ops came with some postcards, and The Witcher 3 is going to include a map and some postcards and 2 medallions in every single physical copy. And I really like that stuff. I really like the addition. And on the 360, you used to get some massive manuals. It was like Lord of the Rings trilogy, how big the manuals were. And it was absolutely brilliant. But you don't get these manuals anymore, and that's what annoys me. The effort and I used to actually read manuals and then like, wow, the Halo 3 is one of the best manuals to date because it had a map and it had all the facts about the Covenant, and you could just read that for days, and it was really good. And now they don't make manuals anymore, and I don't know if that's because they can't be bothered to make manuals or to save money, but I loved the fact the manuals. But they just don't make manuals anymore, and I don't know why the reason for it is.
I think I know why. I'd go to say most games now, especially on the new gen, because they got more disk space with the Blu-ray discs and stuff like that. The contents that you would find in a manual, you could likely find on the menus of any one of those games you purchase. Like, the things you likely would find in a manual on a 360 game, like the button
tutorials,
some bios for characters and stuff like that. Maybe a little summary of the story. You can find all that on. Like if I put, like, say, Rise Son of Rome in, you could go into options, button configuration, and it's there. So you don't need the manual for that. If I wanted, I could go into the character setup and look at the character, what he looks like his name, where he comes from, difficulty settings. It has all the write-ups for what the difficulty settings are.
But do you miss? Would you say because I don't know if many gamers will agree with it. Put it in the comment section below if you're on team manuals. So, Bowen, you ever miss manuals?
Come to think of it, I didn't. I'll be honest. It hasn't really entered my mind until you just said it. But like, to be fair, I will agree with you to an extent. That with certain games, like the Halo games, like I distinctly remember the manuals in Halo 2 and 3, Red Dead Redemption's manual, the Gears of War manuals,
like giant maps you could put on your wall.
Yeah, that's amazing. Red Dead Redemption, I swear that came with a map, and that was wicked. I mean, I will agree with you on that front. For certain games, big open world games, like at the very, very minimum, big open world games, Skyrim, GTA, Red Dead, they should have like a manual with some like tutorials in and a map, maybe just to give, good.
I think it shows care towards the game. Like the Witcher 3 project, CD Projekt Red, are including manual postcards, medallions, and you only really get that when you get one of those massive £200 pre-order whatever things with a statue. I know a lot of gamers do that, and I just couldn't do that. I couldn't spend all that money on that, But yeah, I think it just shows that people care about their game when they put manuals and like maps into their game, because they take that time to work on the manual, and I think that is what is missing about time and care on the manual. And I don't know if you know this, but I just discovered this recently, that if you're playing a game, Halo, Rise, like Xbox go to help or Xbox Snap help. Now help will come up and it will tell you the story, it will tell you the button configuration, and it will tell you the tutorial right on the Snap. And you could do that for any game. Just say Xbox Snap help. And
I did not know that. I did not know that.
I didn't know until yesterday. I was quite like, that is where the manual's got to. It's on the right hand side.
I was just going to say, like, I didn't know that existed, but that's obviously what has cancelled out all manuals. That is basically a universal manual for all games.
But they've done a good job at it. It's not as if you snap game help and it's like a white background with text. It's actually movable characters. It's got a picture on there. It's got scrollable text. It's quite in depth. And sometimes, like you said, people don't know this even exists. So if you want to learn about the button configuration or the story or what on earth is going on, or you need a bit of help with your game, you just say Xbox Snap help, and then it will show you in the right-hand corner. And I was quite amazed with that.
No, that's amazing. Well, I do, unless you've got anything else to say, Chris, I do think we have exhausted the digital version.
We could talk for ages.
That's the thing. It's a very broad topic where, even just from these comments, like, there's such mixed opinions about it, and I think everyone's different. But like, the thing that kind of proves to me that eventually physical will diminish and stop, and it will be the age of digital. Guaranteed. I can almost guarantee it. For the simple reason being, Microbox of X, I'm going to use him as a prime example. He has been gaming since the
Stone Age.
Don't be so rude. No, but he has been. Yeah, he has been gaming like since games were even an idea. Like he's been. He's told us about his Atari days and all the consoles that followed, and he's always obviously had games cartridges and discs and cases, and he's always collected. And he said from launch, I will always go physical, never digital. I don't believe in it. And he has even recently said, like, I buy digital all the time. I'm more digital than physical now. And he has openly admitted that he goes back
converted.
Yeah, he's converted. He is full digital, and he prefers it because of the convenience, because of game sharing. Like if you have two Xboxes signed into each other, EA Access, and him and his boy he only has to buy the one game digitally, and him and his son can have it on their both consoles. And he just said that digital is the way forward. So if I'm going to say it now. If Microbox of X can go digital, I think anyone can, because he was very much against it. And so that's. But like I said, it's a very, very broad topic that, God, we could talk all day about it. So we covered quite a lot. So what's the next topic? Our teleprompter with his smile.
Well, we're getting a lot of games. I think right this moment I've got way too many games to play. Now you may be thinking, and I've never purchased a game. I've got too many games to play, and I've never purchased a game. Now that might be confusing, and the fact is, it's these free-to-play games, it's the betas, it's the demos, and some games that I got for free, and the games with gold. So you've got the games with gold, you've got the betas, the free-to-play, and the demos. Now, there are a lot of games out there that you can get simply for free. And to be honest, I couldn't play all these games in one go. I think we're getting way too many games for free. And a lot of people are complaining, oh, there's not enough games on the Xbox, or, oh, where are all the games? This is like the dry season. Well, I'm actually having a hard time balancing all these different games. And like, I've got Stealth Inc. I'm trying to play that. I've got Happy Wars, the new free-to-play game on the Xbox One. It was free-to-play on 360 and now has come to the Xbox One. Are you playing that, Bowen?
Nope.
Never heard of it? Well, Happy Wars.
Halo recently. I'm getting more into the Halo multiplayer again. It's working, and they got ranked Team Slayer. So, yeah.
Well, I think we're just getting way too many games. You see, we got this Happy Wars, and I'm absolutely loving it because it's got a cartoon feel to it, and that it's got a campaign as well. It's got about 6 campaign missions, and then multiplayer, and I think it's about 32 people. And you can play as a mace, soldier, archer, I think, and it's quite cartoony. There's a lot of players on there at the moment, and I quite had fun with it on the 360. It's just a little child game, and that's made its way to the Xbox One, and I'm playing that. Also, Neverwinter, level 36. Don't need to boast, but level 36. And we're playing. Neverwinter has absolutely been fantastic, and that is a free-to-play. I mean, I'm having a blast with that Neverwinter game, and some people may not get into it, but to me, I'm not really a fan of that MMORPG like Diablo, but Neverwinter sort of was really interesting. I think playing it with friends really does boost the experience, and you have different quests, and you can really get into that game, and that was absolutely free to play. We also have Warframe. Now that came out a couple months ago, and that's free to play. So you've got all these free to play titles. Then you've got demos. Now there's a new demo called Shiftlings, which is quite cartoonic. You've got I think it's Final Fantasy, and PG racing, motorcycle, I think, and they're quite good. And you've got all these different games and demos and games with gold, Child of Light, Rayman Legends, Paul FX. Me and Bowen has been playing that, and we've just got way too many games. So the point I'm getting across is, I just find it quite annoying when people say there isn't any games on the Xbox One, and I think, well, you clearly haven't been playing the betas, you clearly haven't been playing the demos, the free-to-play games, or the games with gold. And for the first time ever, I've gone to this point now where I want Microsoft to stop giving me games, because I just find it's just so much games. I just can't keep up with them. And for this is a little story here. On the 360, I used to get one game a month. I used to play this game, like Halo 3, and I would play everything after that. And then I only was interested in two games, Halo and Call of Duty, and they came about at the same time. So I used to play those games constantly and never looked at any other game unless they were cheap or I found it in a car boot sale, and I just feel like we're getting so many games, and for the first time ever, I'm actually balancing different games, and I don't know if you feel this problem, Bowen, that we're getting too many games. You probably think I'm crazy, but I really feel like I'm having a hard time balancing all these games.
Well, to me, Chris, you sound like a bit of a hoarder. Because I have definitely noticed a lot of these free games. I don't know. I suppose it has to catch my eye for me to click yes to download. Like All FX, I've got that. Neverwinter, I've got that. But games like iDub, when that came out, Max Curse of the Brotherhood, when that came out, but do you know what? I don't even know what else has come out, really. I'll be honest, I'm not really, I never really look at the games with gold. I mean, you're always on my case, like, oh, Bo, that game's with gold.
Exactly.
If I look and I think, oh, yeah, okay, I'll play that. But apart from that, I mean, just to counter your argument, not that I'm saying you're wrong. You are right. Like you really can't complain about free games, no matter what form they're in, no matter how old they are. If Microsoft are giving you free games, they are genuinely free, because you're paying for Xbox Live service. You're not paying for games. So they're free. Like, they didn't have to give them to you. But I think when people do say, like, oh, this drought we're in, and it's because, it is fair to say we've had a bit of a drought with AAA titles. I mean, the last AAA title I bought myself, well, the last game in general I bought myself was November 11th, which was Halo Master Chief Collection. And since then, I purchased The Witcher 3 the other day. What month are we in? April? It's like, it's been like 5-6 months and since my last game purchase, and I wouldn't, it'd have been nice if there was a few games in between, but no, I wouldn't say I have a problem with.
You see, like, I'm content, if that makes sense. I don't feel like I have to get more games coming out. I mean, May the 17th, I think The Witcher 3 is coming out, and that's a good time. It allows me to finish some of the games and then go on to The Witcher 3, because that's going to take my entire time, probably up to November. And in November time, you get all these games. You get so many games that sometimes people don't end up playing them. And I know someone on the EXG, that Extreme Xbox Gamers, that gets a game and doesn't play it with 3 months. He gets it day one and doesn't play it for about 3 months later. So what is the point of pre-ordering a game if you're not going to play it for 3 months' time? And that's completely crazy.
To be fair, though, after just thinking about it, I'm looking at the games I have. I have Rayman Legends, FIFA 14, Titanfall, Far Cry 4, Rise of Rome, Assassin's Creed Unity, and Halo. And out of all of them, I've only completed Rise and Halo. I mean, and I haven't actually got a huge collection. I mean, like Bryce 360 has 60 games. I've got 6.
Yeah, and we're still having a hard time trying to play them.
And when I think about it, yes, I do have an issue there. I do, because I only have 6 games, and I've only completed 2 of them. Assassin's Creed Unity, I've completed the story, but there's plenty of extra game time I haven't played it. Far Cry 4, I'm not nearly finished completing that. FIFA 14, bloody hell, I've barely played that. Rayman Legends, I think I've done a few of the missions, but I haven't barely touched that. Obviously, Titanfall's another one, but that doesn't have a campaign. But still, point stands. Apart from Halo, which I've completed in and out, all the missions. Rise, I've completed that about 10 times. All my other games are just sitting, they gather in dust, really. I could pick any one of those out and start playing, and it'd be new good game content. But I think the problem is, even though some people might complain that there's a drought in the gaming community, I still reckon any one of those people, pick them out randomly that have complained, I bet you they have a game on their shelf that they haven't completed. Because you do find, like I said, I've only got 6 games, but I forget that they're there and playable because I'm, say, looking forward to The Witcher. I'm so looking forward to The Witcher, can't wait to get that, can't wait to get my hands on that, and can't wait to experience the open world, blah, blah, blah. And I've got Assassin's Creed Unity and Far Cry 4, which are open world games that I haven't completed yet. Why don't I play on them?
Yeah.
I, like everyone else, like a lot of people, just forget. It goes over my head. I'm so hell-bent on getting my hands on The Witcher that I forgot that I've got 5 games that I haven't completed yet. And that is, I suppose, the issue. This is where we get the backlog of games. Because now we've got The Witcher coming, potential Gears of War remaster coming this year, either this year or next year, but still. We got Halo 5 in the works, Fable Legends on the way. We have The Division, Rainbow Six.
You can go on forever. And that's just the games we know about.
I know, and they're all coming between now and Christmas, or between now and New Year, and it's like, how am I supposed to play all of these games?
I know, and this is the other topic.
Sorry. I got crap.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you Bowen's Crumbs.
Sorry, continue.
You interrupted my speech. No, I think, there are so many games in November. How can you possibly say there's a game drought? I don't think we're ever going to experience any game droughts. Because think about it. Just think about it. I know at least about 6 games that are coming this November, maybe more. And more that we don't know about. And, so many games. And then, say if you could span it across the year, there's just way too many games. And I feel like I missed Far Cry 4 and Dying Light and Dead Rising 3 and Forza Horizon 5 and Forza Horizon 2. Now, these games I would really love to get, but I feel like I've missed my opportunity because there's too many great games that are coming out that I don't have time to go back. That makes sense?
Oh, no, totally.
I want to get The Witcher 3, but if I get The Witcher 3, I won't have any money to get Far Cry 4 or Dying Light or Forza Horizon.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was quite annoyed, and I think, Dead Rising 3 came out at launch on the Xbox One, and I was meaning to get that game because I was a big fan of Dead Rising 2. And apparently, now not being confirmed, but Dead Rising 3 might be the next Games with Gold. Now I read somewhere, but it was the next Games with Gold. And if it is true, that would be quite amazing, to be honest.
Yeah,
but I doubt it, but it would be really cool. And I don't see why not. That was a launch title. A lot of people didn't get to play it, like me, because they didn't get their Xbox One day early, or they chose Rise Son of Rome or Forza Horizon 5 over Dead Rising 3. So I think that would be a great opportunity to get fans into Dead Rising.
To be fair, to continue what you said about the drought, though, I think it is. I don't think it's I don't think anyone can actually put their hand on heart and say that there's been a drought, because with the new gen, all these games, especially the games I mentioned, games in general, they're getting bigger. With that extra disk space, games are getting bigger. So even if I bought, well, like one game, like maybe 2 games a year, and I know that's very unlikely. I could never do that. But
let's just think about it. You've got The Witcher 3. That's 200 hours long. If you spent an hour each day, that'd be, which you probably won't, because you don't have an hour each day to play a game. Like some days you have to go to a wedding or something like that. So you have 200 hours, and if you did an hour each day, that'd be 200 days. Now that is about a year and a half. So that's bonkers in itself.
No, well, exactly. You hit the nail on the head, and that's my entire point. People who say, "Oh, there's a gaming drought. Where's the games?" It's like, hold the bus, mate. I bet you've got a game you haven't even bloody finished. You've probably got a game on your shelf with another 60 hours of gameplay that you haven't touched yet. Finish that, and I'm sure there's something in the works. But then again, I can't have a go because I'm one of the main culprits as well. I can't wait for Witcher 3. I can't wait for Halo 5. I can't wait for Rainbow Six Siege. I can't wait for Fable Legends. I can't wait for all these new games. And I felt that way about Far Cry 4, Assassin's Creed Unity, and I haven't finished them. So I know what I'm like. It's like with The Witcher. That'll come out. I'll be obsessed with that for a good month. And then after that month, I'll be looking forward to the next game, and I'll probably not touch The Witcher then. I get... My attention span is like a goldfish.
Yes.
I can't focus on the one game for too long. I get bored. I have to move on and then come back, move on, maybe come back. Like I'm back on Halo. I mean, I've been playing. I went back to Rise. Now I'm back to Halo, playing multiplayer, and I'm sure at some point I'll go back to Far Cry.
That is exactly the same with me. Just seeing that Black Ops 3 made me go back and play Call of Duty, Advanced Warfare and Ghosts, and Black Ops 2. And, you know, we've got The Witcher, and that is one of the most anticipated games for me for size and scope. But the problem I have, if I get The Witcher 3, I'm not going to... Because it's so close. We've got Batman Arkham Knight. Now, I really want to get that game as 2. But I am more drawn towards The Witcher 3 than I am for Batman, but they're on the same level. I'm so excited for both. But like the game that you get first is the game that you play, and I don't think that, you know, if I did get Batman Arkham Knight, it wouldn't make any sense because I'll be still playing The Witcher 3, and if I did get Batman, all my focus would switch to Batman. And then it would take me ages to go back and switch, and that's what I don't like doing. I don't like switching back and forth. I like to play my game and get my experience, like I did with Assassin's Creed Unity, play through everything, and then move on to the next game, then the next, not switching sideways, up and down, left and right. You know, I don't know.
No, you're right. In an ideal world, I think everyone would prefer to be that way, but unfortunately everyone's greedy. We are all greedy, and me especially. I mean, I've got more than enough games down there to last me a lifetime. Like, really, I mean, to be fair, I've got enough hours down there in those 6 games to last me a long time. Like, FIFA is infinite, but I don't touch that. Rayman Legends has got a good, like, hundreds of missions on there. Haven't even touched it. Far Cry 4, I'm not even a third through it. There's bloody hell. And I'm already looking for, and I'm forgetting all of that because The Witcher's on the way.
I know, and then as soon as you get The Witcher, you're going to be focusing on The Witcher, and it's quite weird.
I'll be focusing on the next game coming around the corner. Then you know, we're all terrible.
I didn't have this problem on the 360, and I suppose maybe that my access to the internet was limited, and you know, I wasn't hearing all these games until they released, so. I feel like it's great, all these games and these excitement and hype for the games, but I just feel like I preferred it in the 360, where games, you didn't hear about the games until they released for me, and like a week before they released, I heard the game and then brought it. And I wish I could go back for the 360 days, but it's time to go forward with next gen. We just get tons and tons of these most exciting games. Before, I don't think I was that excited for new games on the 360.
No, me neither. Definitely not.
I think with the addition of trailers, pre-order bonuses, hype, us YouTubers, and so many more people doing gameplays and let's plays and reviews, so much more increased from the 360. I think that just makes people want to buy games now. We're just getting way too many games.
Oh, totally. And I think that has actually ended that topic.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we can really go much further than that. There is. I think we have concluded that as much as sometimes that it might appear that there's not many games, like AAA titles, big hype, like months to wait until the next AAA title. Really, realistically, you've probably got more than enough game time on your shelf already. There's never no games around, whether it's games you have already purchased and forgotten about, or like you said, free games with games of gold or demos or betas. There's always something to play. It just depends if you're looking for it. What's next on the agenda?
Let's go on to the Xbox updates. We got the Xbox May update, and it wasn't for Xbox. It was for the Xbox Smart Glass and for the Xbox app. And many people were like, oh no, this is not an update. Oh, I'm going to complain. And you've got to understand is the vision for Microsoft and the vision for Xbox is to cross-platform play with the PC and with the Xbox, combine them together so with Fable Legends, the beta coming. So they're getting it all ready. So when Fable Legends comes out, it's cross-platform play between the PC and Xbox, smooth transitions with the Windows 10, aiming for a July release. If that's plausible, we just don't know. But I think that's what they're aiming for. So a lot of people are saying that Xbox is still far away from a perfect Xbox, and I sort of said, what do you mean by that? And apparently there's still lots of updates the Xbox could do on the Xbox feedback page. Now, I've been on there recently, and basically you look on that page and it's just backwards compatibility, playing music without snapping, and you've got all these different things, and you've got so many things that the Xbox needs to do. And I think the updates are really good, and I think this is absolutely amazing. We get these monthly updates, and I just think there's no need to criticize. They're setting up the cross-platform play between PC and Xbox One, and the updates are absolutely amazing. It's nice that they're updating and getting ready for everything. And trust me, it may not be this update because it's the May's just focusing on the PC and Smart Glass, but the next update will probably be on the Xbox, and we'll probably get smaller updates. Just because it's monthly updates doesn't actually mean we get updates every month. If you're in the preview program like me and Bowen, we actually sort of get updates every week. We don't get updates every month. We get updates every week to fix some of the updates that we got throughout the month. For example, in a party chat, you were sending voice messaging, and it didn't work. It just didn't work. But we got an update that allowed it to work, and you guys will be getting that update soon if you're not in the preview program. I just think these updates are really good, and something that I really love about the Xbox One, about these constant updates. And I look forward to what they're going to do. And I know I have a list, and I think, Bowen, you might have too, about what they can do. And sometimes that list may be hard because you think they've already done everything they could possibly do. And then you realize when you look at that Xbox feedback page, there are some things that would be really nice if the Xbox updated. And just lastly, that Phil Spencer stated that the UI for Xbox wasn't as good as it should be, and expect changes. That's all we said, expect changes. So we don't know where we're going to get these changes, but I presume we're going to get a big UI change, big dashboard change, when Windows 10 and DirectX 12 gets implemented into the Xbox. Now that is when we're going to see some big changes.
No, definitely. That's what I reckon, Skinner. But before you do your list of what you would like to see updated, I just wanted to touch on something that you've already said regarding people complaining, saying, "Oh, this May update wasn't on Xbox." When people need to realise, like they really need to realise, because I said it in my, I'd done a video quite a while back now called, I think it was called "Why I Chose Xbox," and then Xbox was built for the future, and I go into detail on where the Xbox is at and what its vision was from the start and where it's going, and it's built for the future, and the company building around the Xbox. And basically what people need to get in their heads is that Xbox is so much bigger than the console you see now. It's not a console anymore. Xbox is a brand now. Xbox is a lot bigger now. It's gone a lot further. It's cross-device. Xbox has gone. It's gone so much bigger. The Xbox Live service is going over to PC with Windows. It's on your smart glass, on your tablets, on your phones.
Considering its launch.
Yeah, this has been the plan since launch. So when somebody on the feedback page puts an idea down to update something regarding Xbox, it doesn't mean always necessarily that it's just for the Xbox console. Like, these updates that are being made to PC and Smart Glass are equally as important to the Xbox as a whole as any update we've received to the console, because it'll be beneficial to everyone. Like the updates for universal apps, so we can listen to music in the background. Yes, you can't see it yet. It's not on the console, but it's in place, ready to be put forward when the time comes. The fixes, the stuff put in place for Windows 10 cross-device gaming, for Fable Legends, like Chris mentioned, the Smart Glass. It's making everything better. So when you're on your phone and you're looking through TV Guide or your apps on your phone for your Xbox, or you're controlling the TV Guide with your phone, when you're messaging friends from your phone, it's still connecting you socially to the Xbox Live, Xbox as a whole, as a brand, not just the console. Like, it's safe to say the Xbox One is the mothership. You know, the Xbox One is the heart of it all, but don't be naive as to think that the Xbox console is what it is, and that's all it is.
Xbox is going to be about gaming. When you on Windows PC, it says Xbox, which means you're not actually on the Xbox. Like, Xbox is a gaming entertainment service. It doesn't mean it's a console. Like,
exactly.
I can play Jetpack Joyride. Now, I don't know if many people played that game on a smartphone, and it will say Xbox on it. Now, I could play it on my PC, and that will have Xbox on it, and probably when Windows 10 comes out, we may see some Windows 10 games come to the Xbox One. And, you know, Xbox is a gaming service across Windows. So that's what you got to take in mind, that it isn't solely on Xbox. It's cross-platform with the PC, smartphone, tablet, and, you know, just like PlayStation is with the PlayStation Home on Xperia, and on tablets. It's the same thing, but this is Xbox version with Microsoft devices, and that covers an entire range of TVs now. We have Microsoft TVs, I think they were announced. So we have TVs, Xbox, PC, smartphone, tablet, cross tablet, laptops. Now we have so many devices that can play games. Oh yeah, and HoloLens. Now people forgot about that. You know, we have all these devices interconnected with the Xbox service.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I was even on the feedback page the other day, and I put on there as an idea, I thought, why not? Yes, it'd probably be out of my price range if they ever did it, but Microsoft as a brand, and Microsoft, Windows, and Xbox as a brand, I just thought, why don't they make an Xbox TV? Like a TV which is designed from the ground up to maximize the fidelity, like, you know, like Dre Beats were headphones made to I don't know if it was the Dre Beats, but I know Dr. Dre made a set of headphones for an album that he made. He designed the headphones, he made them because he made them in such a way because he wanted this album to be played perfectly through these headphones. So you got the best experience out of that album through these headphones for that album. I got a point here, trust me. But I on the feedback page, and I hope people agree that this is a good idea, but for Microsoft to make what would be wicked if they called it the Xbox TV, so that when you plug your Xbox into it and you play your games on your Xbox, it maximizes the Xbox's full potential in color, texture, in just generally everything. Like, it'd be amazing if they utilized it and made it the best telly suited for the Xbox.
Yeah,
If that makes sense.
I actually that's not a bad idea, and I see where you're coming from. Like, to boost how it looks, that would be pretty good, and that just begs the question, doesn't it? If Xbox is a service now, do we really need a console? I mean, if Windows is having Xbox with the smartphone, PC, TV, do we really need a console now if we can play our games with just a controller and Xbox service is on the TV, it's on the PC, it's on the smartphone, tablet? I mean, the console may be gone in, maybe not, definitely not this year, definitely not next year, or probably the year after, but maybe in about 6 years' time, consoles would be gone, and it's just PC, TV, smartphone, and that is, I think, the direction we may see in the future of Xbox not being a console anymore, rather than being a gaming entertainment service by Microsoft.
Paul, do you want me to say it? I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
Total backtrack. Digital.
Absolutely.
Digital versus physical in its largest form. One day, you will not physically have a console in front of you. You might just have a smart TV,
Yeah.
or a
Just a TV,
or
yeah.
a tablet which has the Xbox digital application, which you open it up and that's it. You're on Xbox Live just through an app.
Yeah, you're not buying a console, you're just buying the accessories. You're buying a laptop, which everyone has a laptop, or, sorry, Bo, most people have a laptop and most people have a smartphone.
No, but it's right though. Most, except probably one person on the planet, most people do have a PC nowadays, or a monitor, or a laptop of some kind. So, like you said, imagine a day where Xbox doesn't exist as a physical form. It is the case of, and you got to buy the application, and then once you've got the application, that's it. So you turn on your PC, click Xbox, the app opens up, and you buy all your games digitally. You've got your friends list, your party, your headset, everything exactly the same, but digitally on your PC. Not like controller, Xbox console, television, wires, game cases everywhere. Frankly, I'd miss it if they got rid of all of that. I quite like
Like going to the shops. We won't have to go to the shops anymore.
God, we'd all be very fat, wouldn't we?
Yep.
I mean,
go on. I was just on Amazon, you get these little clicky thingies, and you press them, and it like if you run out of say tissue or Kit Kats, you press the button, and then it would like automatically order 7 Kit Kats direct to your door. Now, that's absolutely amazing.
What?
Yeah, Amazon has brought out this device, like it looks like an air freshener. Now you press it, you put your account details on it, and then you press it when you've run out of toilet paper or Kit Kats. You press it when you've run out, and then it would automatically order, but you can only press it once. Otherwise, like a child would keep pressing it and order about 80 Kit Kats. So you just press it once, and then like you'll get Kit Kats directed to your door. Well, that is the future.
What if I wanted a Mars bar though?
Then you'll get a Mars bar clicker.
What? So I have to buy a clicker for each chocolate bar?
Yeah, but you just have to press it, and then it will order it.
What? That's crazy.
I'm serious. I'll show you the link. I'll show you all guys the link in the description. Oh.
That's crazy.
Right.
Crazy.
I think we've definitely exhausted that one. I think the big topic, and we're going to end on this one, probably the big topic you've all been waiting for is, of course, the big one, Holiday 2015, November, the recent announcements of amazing games to come and games that are still to come. And to be honest, this could just be the biggest jam of gaming history this 2015. Especially for Xbox, having its flagship titles, Halo 5, and some others coming this holiday. Do you want to?
I wasn't sure if that was a question. What's the question, Chris? I will answer.
So, Sid, I was expecting you to butt in. Like, wouldn't you agree, though? Isn't this the biggest holiday 2015 ever?
I think not only this holiday, but I think creeping into 2016 as well. This is like the best time to be a gamer, and I could easily say this is the best time to be an Xbox gamer, but I'm not going to say that. I'm going to be an open book here. This is the best time to be a gamer, period. Because even though Xbox has got a great amount of great exclusives on the way, like Halo 5 alone, but we now know we got a Gears of War remaster coming. We've got Scalebound. We've got Fable Legends, Crackdown 3. We have a lot of exclusives coming our way. But even on the third-party side of things, I am really, really excited. I mean, I'm not sure how many of these are actually coming out 2015, but like Rainbow Six Siege, Black Ops 3, and yes, I'll be honest, I am kind of getting excited for Black Ops 3. But don't break out the champagne just yet, Chris, because I have to see more footage and more evidence of it being good before I consider even purchasing it.
We have to do an own podcast for that.
Yeah, but I am excited to hear more about it. But still, Witcher 3, I mean, that's not out yet, so technically I can use that as an example. Even though that's not November, that's next month. But still, like this year, we have got a lot of games. It's evident to say, and I would go to say that this is the best time to be a gamer. This is the best time to purchase next gen, to be more to the point. If you're somebody out there who is still stuck in the old gen for whatever reason, I can't stress to you enough that if you haven't already, you have to start considering moving on to next gen, because there are some incredible games on the way within the next year, within this year and the next year following.
Yeah, I mean, some of the big titles that we've got our eyes set on these titles, like Halo 5. I mean, people have been waiting for that since 2012 when Halo 4 came out. or they haven't picked up a next generation console yet, and they're going to. Apparently, there is a Halo 5 own console to be coming, which sounds really good, and it's going to be announced at E3. I don't know if you've heard about this, but it sounds very exciting if they do a Halo 5 console, what sort of colours they would use. Sounds really interesting, and I think a lot of people are going to get their Xbox Ones this year bundled with Halo 5, and that sounds pretty exciting. And there's just so many games. We've got Forza Horizons, Forza 6. We got Forza 6, and that looked absolutely amazing. When we just saw that, yeah, and we got.
That looks amazing. That looks so good.
I know, and we're seeing these amazing-looking games coming. Yeah, that brings on to another topic. We can maybe talk about that, but it's just we're seeing proper, true, amazing games this time, and we're seeing really high benchmarks in gaming, such as The Witcher. It's probably going to get the Game of the Year award for RPG. Halo 5 is probably going to get the multiplayer award or story award, and because they've had a long time for Halo 5. And we're getting all these really exciting titles, and it's really exciting this year, bigger than I was last year. This year I'm quite excited, and Black Ops 3, that recent trailer announcement, I've got to be really excited again, because I always get really excited when a Call of Duty trailer comes out, especially when they keep teasing us, and then they full out blown up the trailer. There's a lot of mixed reviews on that trailer, but yeah, it gets me really excited. It gets me so excited, and I get that feeling every time a Call of Duty or a game comes out. I get that excitement, and then building up to November, where there is just so many games.
Yeah.
I think we want to know is what if you had to choose only. I think everyone will be putting Halo 5, but if you had to choose one game in November, what would you choose and why? What do you think?
Well, to be honest, you already answered the question for me. It would have to be Halo 5, and I mean, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but that game is going to be the new generation game that we've been waiting for. It'll be. I honestly think that'll be the first new gen game to hit the shelves, like since launch. I mean, well, saying that, The Witcher 3 could potentially be that game. Like, I'm not gonna say it is, because it isn't out yet. But and even though Halo 5 isn't out yet, agreed. But I just think Halo 5, the story, the angle they're going with it, the multiplayer, the new angle on the multiplayer, the whole thing. DirectX 12, the an Xbox One exclusive, like flagship title. It's got all this hype behind it, and as long as 343 deliver on their promises, the reason I choose Halo 5 above anything else, if I had to choose one, is because I honestly, truly do believe that this is going to be the next gen title that we've been waiting for. It's fair to say, especially if we're talking just Xbox now. Well, not just Xbox. I think generally, I don't think the new generation as a era right now, I don't think we've seen a next gen title worthy of next gen.
Yeah. Like pushing the boundaries next gen.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, like The Witcher 3 could probably beat Halo 5, to be fair. To it, beat Halo 5 to it, to be honest, by a few months. Because Witcher 3, if that's successful, and from what I've heard and from what I've seen, that could be the new generation title we've been waiting for.
Well, the best RPG to date, and I did that article about is it going to compete with Skyrim to how good it is, and a lot of people are saying how amazing that's going to look. I really do hope, though. I know we've just seen PC gameplay, and I'm yet to see some Xbox gameplay. But I don't know why it's taken so long for them to release some Xbox One gameplay. But I really hope it does look as good. I have a feeling it will do. there isn't any much difference when I've seen some comparisons against Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. You don't really notice the difference. I don't notice the difference, and we get to that entire debate. But I just enjoy the game, and I feel like that I'm just going to really enjoy The Witcher 3.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be an exciting game to get my hands on. But in terms of new gen, like what we've been waiting for out of our new generation consoles, I bought a new generation console for a new experience, a new game, a new angle, and everything ground up. I wanted a reinvented game, and Halo 5, I believe, is going to Halo 5 Guardians is going to deliver on those promises. That is going to be.
I have like 2 games that I'm quite excited for. I won't mention Halo 5. I'm excited for that as well. But there's 2 games close to my heart that I love. I don't know where they've come from. But Rise of the Tomb Raider. Now I love that Tomb Raider game, and I'm really excited for the next Rise of the Tomb Raider. And people may think I'm mad because there's so many other games out there. And this is a choice for me because I absolutely love the isolation and the Tomb Raider games and the story in the original Tomb Raider. If anyone hasn't played that game, I really pledge you to play Tomb Raider because it was really sort of emotional, and it was one of those games that really made you think about the character and the choices you were making, and it was really good. And my second choice is, there is Black Ops 3, and I'm so tempted to say that, but as the next Assassin's Creed, I'm a massive Assassin's Creed game, and Assassin's Creed Victory would be my next. I don't know if that might come in November though, but that is quite. I'm excited for that. One reason is because it's set in London, and I've always wanted an Assassin's Creed game set in London, and the gritty time and the Industrial Revolution, and that gets me really excited. And we just have these really passion for games. There's also Black Ops 3, which the trailer made me get really excited again. And I feel like that trailer, even though it was similar to Advanced Warfare, it did sort of make me excited and to purchase that Black Ops 3, especially with the beta access and the zombies and the different approach with the augmented reality with robotics. And that just sounds absolutely amazing. And it's these different approaches to games, like Halo 5 being in a different direction with the new Spartan lock, Assassin's Creed Unity being in a total different direction and not having the same thing. And that's what I really like. And I think the next question that I really want to ask us is, what do you think we will see that hasn't been announced at E3?
Well, E3 hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. What do you think will be announced?
All right. I thought you said what has. Oh wait, I totally misheard.
We've got so many games coming in November. What games do you think that hasn't been announced yet that will come out? We'll see in November.
Right. Well.
I know it is a hard one, trust me. It's a hard one.
Well, we're most likely going to hear about another FIFA, and unfortunately, but I'm not. But that's just like common sense. I'm not looking forward to another FIFA. That's to say the least. But I don't know. A game that I genuinely do like believe they're going.
Like, do you have any really great games on the 360 that you would love to see rebooted or a sequel?
Yeah, two actually. That I have a very, very good feeling we're going to hear something. Whether they'll be released this year or not, like whether we'll see them come out in November, I do have a very, very good feeling that these 2 games are going to be announced at E3, regardless of when their release date is. And that is Red Dead Redemption. I honestly do believe we're either going to hear an announcement for a remaster or a sequel. Hopefully a sequel, though. And my second thing is Metro. I don't know if you've ever played Metro 2033 or Metro last.
That was that Redux. What was on the Xbox One?
exactly my point, mate. They done a redux, so they obviously wanted people to play the first and second game back. So that just, for me, just makes me think that the people behind Metro wanted people to play the two games because a third one is on the way. So those are my two. I do think at E3 we are going to hear about Red Dead, a Metro, or both. How about you?
See, I have one game that I think we'll definitely see, and it's the fact, are people going to be excited for it? And it's a no-brainer. They did show a tease, and that is Watch Dogs 2. Now, a lot of people are saying that was like the worst, highest anticipated, and yet failed to deliver game. I thought it was an absolutely brilliant game, but I think we're going to see a second one, and I think that because it's going to be next gen only, we're going to see a massive presence, and we're going to see full-blown game for the Watch Dogs 2. I'm quite excited if they do announce a Watch Dogs 2, because how excited and how I quite loved Watch Dogs 1, and if they could improve on everything they've done on the Watch Dogs 1 and improve to what people want, because the multiplayer was fantastic on Watch Dogs. If they make a Watch Dogs 2 and do everything that people want, it probably will be a fantastic game. And also one game, it has been announced, so I'm slightly cheating, but it's Just Cause 3. I want that to be a massive presence. I want it to be humongous, because I am the biggest fan of Just Cause 2, because it was like a massive open world game set in the Peru and massive islands. And it was just amazing game. The ability to grapple aeroplanes onto cars and watch them fly, and the amount of fun you could have in Just Cause. And those two games, I'm so excited if they do a full-blown announcement for November. And I just think there will be, if that does announce Watch Dogs 2 and Just Cause 3 in November, there's just too many games, way too many games.
Oh, there is. Well, that brings us back to our thing, like the game jam. Like, so many, like we've had what a lot of people would consider a drought, and now all of a sudden, come E3 especially, and we are going to see a tsunami of games. And that's the thing, though. That's kind of where it's kind of a catch-22. I mean, no doubt these developers are going to make money off these games.
Hang on, wait. Did you just say catch-22?
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite funny. I was learning about that.
What do you mean you were learning?
Well, because like catch-22 is a popular phrase. I just can't believe it. Yeah. Now carry on.
What drugs are you taking, young man? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's a catch-22 really, because like all these new games, but will we be able to buy them all? And then these developers, they're releasing these games, but are all these new games going to get the attention that they deserve from everybody? Because if they're not well spaced out, people are going to overlook a lot of them. Like, that's what I mean by catch-22. It's like these developers are damned if they do, damned if they don't. If they don't release the game as soon as possible, they're going to have people who are fans of that game complaining, and then people who might not be primarily fans of that game, whatever game that might be, but would like to play it, they're going to overlook it for other games if they're too close together. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see what that. Like some games, people won't get to play because all these other games.
Yeah, it's like I'm really looking forward to Halo, but say for example Halo 5 Guardians and Fable Legends were out within the same week, and I only had the money for one, I'm gonna buy Halo, even though I really want to play Fable as well. I know that's free to play, but say hypothetically you had to buy that. I would I'd kick Fable to the curb straight away if it meant Halo, and I know a lot of people are either the same as me or vice versa, but it's kind of a shame because both games wouldn't be getting the publicity that they both deserve because they're too close together.
Yeah.
Whereas if they were spaced apart, I could enjoy both individually, and a lot of people could as well. And that's my only concern for a lot of these games. I just hope that they space them out quite nicely. I know when Halo 5 Guardians comes out, I'm pretty sure Black Ops 3 is being released around the same time. They're doing it very...
Yeah, I know, quite close. Like, Halo 5 is literally sort of going against like Call of Duty, which is the world's most biggest first-person shooters of all time, head-to-head. We're not going to a debate on which is better, but
Halo.
Call of Duty. No, but as a marketing though, I mean that is a tough decision to do, is to bring your flagship title against one of the most broad successful franchises of all time, head-to-head. And it's going to be a close one, and it's probably going to tear gamers apart. But you know, yeah, it just brings us back to an entire full circle of what we talked about today. It is, we've got too many games now, and too many games to come in the future, and it's great. It really is. I've just got way too many games to play, and I think we'll end it soon. But just to say, you know, me and Bowen, we play our games all the time, and we want some nights. We want some gaming nights. I think, like, maybe we create our own gaming nights, and we want you to join us. You know, we want our gamer tags. Simple, link them down below. Bidrew, you want to say your gamer tag?
Bidrew93.
And mine is. Yeah.
I was just saying, I say it at the start of all my videos. Bidrew111, gamer tag Bidrew93.
And it's Chris.
Sorry, Chris. Well, I'm just going to write something down, and you say yes or no, because they can't see it unless. Unless I talk, they can't see it. So, do you want to announce it here for the first time, or should we wait another time? Wait.
Yes, absolutely. Me and Bowen have been thinking about this, and because, you know, there have been a lot of pages, and we have come so far through our podcasts that we want to create our own official The Welsh Crisp Facebook page, and we want to create our own gaming nights with you guys on games such as Halo and Assassin's Creed, and we want you to play with us. And we were going to have some fantastic nights, and we had the right laugh when we play games, and we want you to be part of that. So we are so glad to announce the Welsh Crisp Facebook page here on the podcast.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy. Like me and Chris have been talking about this since like maybe episode 4. It's mad. We like, what are you giggling at over there?
Continue.
You're on one, you are. It's the medication. This boy over here, he's got an ear infection, so he's taking medication, and he's giggling. But no, we've been talking about doing a Welsh Crisp Facebook group page since like episode 4 of the Welsh Crisp. But we thought doing it that early was, you know, way too early. But we just want people, like any gamer really, literally anyone who's watching the Welsh Crisp, anyone who likes our content on our YouTube channels, anything like that, you're all welcome of any variation, PC, PlayStation, Wii, retro gamer, Xbox gamer, whatever. But obviously, me and Chris are Xbox gamers, and we'll be hosting Xbox game nights, and that we're going to host them on the Welsh Crisp podcast page. But also, it's a good place for me and Chris to share our YouTube content. So people who are groups on the group, people who are part of the group can access it first, as well as announcements for future Welsh Crisp podcasts. Yeah, there's a lot of potential for this. We've, you know, me and Chris are very, we are admins and members of a lot of Facebook groups, as well as We Game Here's website, and it's just given us, we've come such a long way. We are now official We Game Here as well. Chris is an admin for Extreme Xbox Gamer, and we've just come so far, and we want to start our own experiences with people that enjoy our content and our podcast. And me and Chris are nice guys. We're very vocal. We're very, we're part of the community. We love the gaming community, and anyone, you are all welcome to join the Welsh Chris group. You're more than welcome. So even whether there's 500 or 5,000, we're going to have a good time. You'll be the first ones to access our content, our podcast, and we'll host some awesome gaming nights. Would you like to say anything just to finish the video, Chris?
Yeah, this is the direction we've always wanted to go, and it's just going to be amazing because we have the Welsh Chris podcast, and some people were like, when's it going to be on? Or some people miss it, and because we're both partners together, all our content and everything we talk about, whether it be TV shows, gaming, all the stuff, we have our own page, so you never miss out on any content from both of us. You always stay connected to the Welsh Chris podcast channel, and we'll have some amazing gaming nights. And this can be a great success, and it's going to be absolutely fun, but we need your help. So when the Welsh Chris Facebook page is going to be up, we need you to like, and we need you to join the Facebook page, because we need your support, and your support on both our YouTube channels is amazing. And if you deliver that on the Facebook page, well, even more fantastic. And just to finish this video, absolutely fantastic podcast, and thanks for everyone who is watching this podcast right up till the end, because at the end is where the best bits happen. So without further ado, my name is CrispyChris62, your gaming gentleman, and this is
BDrew1111, gamer tag BDrew93, and I just quickly just like to say that with the Welsh Chris podcast Facebook page, we want YouTubers to join. We want you to put your content on our page as a chance for it to be, viewed by the people. We welcome that happily. Me and Chris very much started on YouTube as beginners. Any beginner, come through. Please post it. People can watch it, and it's just another way of hopefully getting your name out there. And yeah, but that's BDrew1111, gamer tag BDrew93. Thank you for watching, and good night. Cheers.
Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.